Happy December, everybody! It's the end of the year, and you know what that means. We get to look back at how many times I didn't upload this year. It's been a while since my last video, honestly like 4 months. And it was a video that I just kind of haphazardly put out there, didn't really think too much about it, but I'm finally back. And like for real this time, because I did plan to make more stuff this year, but other projects got in the way. Like my short film, Emily, that's out now at this very moment on my new channel, Clocked Out TV. I wrote it, it was a passion project between me and a few friends. The film is out, there's a commentary track and a behind the scenes video for it. I would really appreciate it if you gave it a watch. Tangent aside, now that 2024 is ending, I kind of want to go back and talk about the manga that I've read throughout the year. Because reading manga has turned into one of, if not my favorite hobby. I started making videos about manga so I can grow the collection behind me, and it's grown quite a bit. I went from only being able to fill out about half a shelf to now I'm filling out 2. And I love my collection. I'll take any opportunity to talk about it. At a time where the internet seems to make fun of you for having hobbies, I've seen so many videos saying that hobbies were childish, they're a waste of time, and yeah, that's the point. And I love wasting my time diving into these stories that mean the world to me. So that's what we're going to talk about. Stories that are old, stories that are new and still coming out, just anything that really resonated with me throughout the year of 2024 that I feel like you should try if you haven't already. And I think there's no better place to start than with Chainsaw Man. Dude, Chainsaw Man is so fucking sick. I breezed through part 1 in like a week. It genuinely has turned into my favorite shonen out right now. And I put it off for so long. All I heard about this book was that Denji was like a gooner and that all he cared about was like boobs, and it really didn't catch my eye. It felt like really childish and I never gave it a shot. Till one day I sat down, I said, hey, it's been in my collection for a minute, I need to read it, and I did, and it's legitimately so fucking good. All the people who kind of wrote off Denji as this kind of one-note gooner character, shut up, oh my god, get some media literacy, this book fucking rules. On the surface, it's some power fantasy about a guy with chainsaws killing demons, and for the most part, yes, that is true, but it's also a very gripping story about a kid who's constantly sexually, emotionally, and physically abused, trying to make human connection, and every time he does, he's taken 3 steps backwards. I would never have guessed that such an emotionally intelligent story would be behind Chainsaw Man. And like story beats aside, the book is fucking stellar. It has some of the best panel work and page spreads that I've seen in any book coming out right now. Fujimoto doesn't hold back at all. The visuals are fucking gross at times, for better and for worse. If you haven't read Chainsaw Man like I didn't, I think you should really give it a shot. I think it's really worth it. As of right now, I'm nearly caught up. I have volumes 1 through 15. I think I'm just missing 16. Honestly, dare I say it, Fujimoto is becoming my favorite mangaka out right now. Look Back just got an amazing movie adaptation. It's a beautiful book. You should read it if you haven't already. And I'm gonna read Goodbye Eri once I am able to just buy it. I just haven't had a chance to. Got it. But yeah, Chainsaw Man. But if you're looking for something a little more tame than Chainsaw Man, might I recommend Prince of Tennis. Now, Prince of Tennis is crazy old from internet standards, but I watched the whole anime earlier this year. I absolutely loved it, and so now I want the books. I didn't expect to like it because I couldn't give a fuck about tennis. But there's something about how the book presents the game that it's just so fun to read and watch. If you're remotely interested, Prince of Tennis actually just got a very modern dub a few years back, and it's still going because now Prince of Tennis 2 is coming out, and it's very modern. So if you're worried about kind of watching an old anime with kind of a dub that's not that stellar, the new dub is actually pretty good. But we're talking about manga, so who cares? Now, when it comes to the book, Ryoma is a very fun protagonist. He is just really funny. He is just better than everybody at tennis, and you would think that that gets repetitive and boring without any stakes, but it doesn't, and it's so fun to watch every single time. And I think that has to do with the characters in this book. All of the characters are really fun, they're really fleshed out, and everyone on the team gets a time to shine. Because of how tennis operates, all the characters need to participate in one-on-one or two-on-two matches, and so everybody gets their moment. So the question never really is, will Ryoma win? It's always, will the others win? And that part is really gripping. I think a problem with a lot of sports manga that I'm reading right now is that a lot of characters are bound to just get pushed to the wayside, but because of tennis, that problem is majorly non-existent. And for the most part, the book is pretty grounded. The most out there things that happen, you can interpret being in their imaginations. Now, if you want a fucking crazy ass show, go ahead and watch Prince of Tennis 2. That stuff makes no fucking sense, and I love it. As of right now, I have volumes 1, 2, 3, and 5, some of which I actually found in the wild, and it's always fun to see if I can track down some of these books at local bookstores or any bookstores that I visit when I'm traveling. And I want them all. At some point, I want all of Prince of Tennis in my collection. If there's anyone out there who has some of these books that they just don't want anymore, oh, please hit me up. I will take them off your hands, no question. Davey on Twitter and Blue Sky. Let me know. And maybe you're not convinced. That's fine. Tennis isn't for everybody. It isn't for me. It's not fast-paced enough. Maybe it's not the sport that you're interested in. That's fine. But I think y'all need to fucking read Blue Lock. Blue Lock is my second favorite manga out right now. It's so fucking cool. And I don't even like soccer. Dude, soccer battle royale? It shouldn't work. It shouldn't be as sick as it is. It's like Danganronpa if it wasn't fucking ass. And I know it's a meme to make fun of Blue Lock because of the anime, and that's totally warranted, but I promise you that show does not do this book justice at all. You need to give this book a shot, if not for the artwork alone. It is some of the best that I've seen in manga in general. The characters are drawn with so much energy, and there are some panels that feel like they're ripped straight from a horror manga. The energy that comes off the panels are just palpable. I've read chapters of this book with no soccer, just characters talking, that have left me more hype than a battle shonen. I liked this book so much that I caught up to the current chapters in like a week. And then I had a friend catch up so that we could see the Nagi movie together, and I'm really sorry about that. And the fan base is just amazing. Some of the most talented artists that I've seen on any of the platforms, as well as content creators that are so passionate about this book. It's really fun to dive into. And with a roster this huge, you're bound to find somebody that you enjoy. I'm personally a Bachira stan. He's so fucking cool. Just please do yourself a favor and give Blue Lock a chance. I promise if this is the story for you, you're gonna be hooked by volume 1. And if you're an anime only, please read it, because this is a completely different experience than whatever the anime is doing. I could go on about sports manga for a really long time, so I'm gonna leave it at that, and we're gonna pivot to a book I'm pretty sure you've heard about. DanDaDan. DanDaDan is a great book. It has its problems for sure, and the fan base can really misrepresent it, but I think it's really worth a read. It's honestly in my top 5. I really think it's that good. It deals a lot with sexuality, and there are a lot of scenes that simulate abuse and assault, and I really think that you should go in knowing that, because it doesn't necessarily go away like other people want you to think. And I don't necessarily knock the book for that. I think it is tasteful for the most part. There are some things that really toe the line, but again, I think it is handled in a way that doesn't go too far. To me, this book is the story of teens that are forced to navigate through their sexuality at a pace that they aren't necessarily comfortable with. Handled in a way that's lighthearted and fun, but still knows how to balance itself with those harder themes. And it's really unfortunate that a lot of its retractors will refer to the book as fan servicey when it really isn't. The scenes that they're referring to are meant to be uncomfortable. Again, the characters are navigating sexuality at a pace that they don't get to decide. And because of that, sexuality is handled in a very uncomfortable way that is going to be off-putting to a lot of people. And on the flip side, you're going to have those people that represent the fan base really poorly by sexualizing the characters because they completely missed the point. I think if you're on the fence about this book because of what you've seen or what you've heard, I think you should read it. At the very least, you should watch the anime. The anime is fucking beautiful. It is a passion project from people who really care about the source material. I'm reading it and I'm watching the anime, and they're both amazing experiences. And finally, I'm going to end off with 2 stories that I think are really good. I just haven't gotten very far in them. Not because they're bad or boring, it's just because I just happened to stop reading. Sakamoto Days is so funny. It is so funny, and I love it, and I didn't keep reading it for no reason. I really liked volume 1, and I breezed through volume 2, and then I stopped. Which is funny, because I have volumes 3 through 10 behind me. I really like the book, I just didn't read it. It's getting an anime soon, so if you want to read it, now's the time. It genuinely is so funny, the characters are lovable, the art's really good, and again, it's really funny. This is the only book that I think I've read that had me laughing like out loud. But yeah, Sakamoto Days. I'm so excited for the anime. I'm gonna catch up soon. I just haven't yet. Another book that I had a very similar experience with. I read volume 1, I thought it was okay. I read volume 2, I fucking loved it. It's so good. Mao Mao is one of my favorite protags out right now. I'm so interested in seeing where the story is going to take her. It's a really interesting feminist story, and I really enjoy it. It's definitely the slowest paced thing that I have personally because I like a lot of battle shonen, but I really recommend it. I really want to catch up in the next few months. Maybe I'll make a video about Apothecary Diaries. I definitely want to make a video about some of these other stories that I've talked about, a little more in depth. A great story with great characters and great artwork. I really think you should read it. And the artist got arrested for tax evasion, so that's really funny. So yeah, those are some of my favorite stories that I've been reading in 2024. I really want to read more in 2025, grow this collection even bigger. I want to have a library. That is still true. That has stayed true since the beginning of this year to the end. I want to have a library and I want to talk about these stories a little more in depth, and I want to do so with this channel. I want to actually devote time to this channel because manga is genuinely one of my biggest passions. There are so many other books that I could have talked about in this video. JJK ended this year, but an astute viewer would notice that I'm not recommending it. I'm yapping. I just want to be more present on this channel, and I'm going to be. There's going to be hopefully another upload at the end of the year talking about the manga collection, what I want to do with it, and just kind of seeing what I have compared to the beginning of the year. And hopefully next year we can talk about some of these stories more in depth because they deserve it, like Chainsaw Man and Apothecary Diaries. Alright, that's all we have for today. So if you like the video, please subscribe. It would mean the world to me. And comment down below any books that you think I should get for my collection or what you read this year. Anyway, I'm about to outros. That's the video. Bye.